So if you've tried the other things like the bowel recipe, increasing fluids and fibre, then we might need to look at laxatives. Now, laxatives should only be given as a short-term option until you've sorted out the bowel issue using natural methods, but sometimes people do have to have a laxative to get things going. There are lots of different kinds of laxatives. Some are softeners, some are evacuants. Sometimes you just need an evacuant at night for the bowel to open in the morning. Sometimes people need a mixture of both. So you'd have to see the doctor. The doctor would need to examine the person's abdomen to see how bad the constipation is, and if it's getting on the way to being impacted, then he would prescribe the right laxative. Or you can get in touch with the continence nursing services, because they also deal with constipation. They deal with bowel problems and bladder problems, not just leaky bladders. They can advise you on the right laxative to use for that person's individual situation. Sometimes laxatives aren't quite enough. If it's getting very hard and the person's complaining of pain and you need to act quickly, we could use something like a suppository. Suppositories are just little torpedo shapes that you pop in the rectum, and it stimulates that bowel to work. So they work a lot quicker than waiting for a laxative to get right through. It can take up to 8 hours for a laxative to work, but if you want to get that bowel working quickly, pop a suppository in. They stay in bed for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes if possible, before putting the person on the toilet. If the suppositories aren't quite strong enough, we could look at using an enema. A microlax enema is a small amount of cream, and that stimulates it a bit more than using a suppository. So we might have to look at things like that if necessary, but we work forwards with simple conservative measures before we go on to the laxatives, before we go on to the suppositories or the enemas. We work through the list.